It's go time. Woo! Let the explosion begin, Gen Zs, because we got something special for you today. Katie and Ainsley are in the house. What's up, girls?
Hey, how are
To
you?
be here.
Woo! I am full of energy today because you're going to bring a new job board. Well, I'm not going to say new, it's been around for about 3 years, but something that Gen Zs can jump on, staffing firms can jump on and collaborate and just take it to the next level.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Excited to share all about it.
That's it. And before we even start, Ainsley, I got to put you on the spot. It's your first podcast ever, right?
yes, it is.
Woo, boy. All right. So we got to make her welcome, Katie. You know that. Get her all fired up for the whole world to see. But
What
I
a
tell you what,
great first podcast.
oh, you got it. We're gonna have so much fun today. But you know what? This is something dear to my heart because me living in WVU territory, Gen Zs are swarming around the shark 24/7. So this is something that, when they graduate, they have a platform now to get recognized and hopefully get hired.
Absolutely.
Okay, so who's going to start off? I'll tell you what, we'll just jump on with Katie first. So give us the 2 minute tour of the job board has been around for 3 years and what it actually does, and then we'll dive into it with Ainsley.
Absolutely. So our No Fees Just Futures services includes a job board for us to connect the graduates from the Year Up United program, and Ainsley can chat a little bit more about that. So our talent go through this program, and then we place them for the rest of their lives. And it all starts
Ooh,
with this No Fees Just Futures job board.
I love that. So, okay, Ainsley, so deep dive in for us.
Well, I think we can't even talk about this mission without talking about our parent company. And so Europe United is the largest workforce development program in this nation, in the US, and we have the ability to place our talent that have successfully completed their internships. They have completed rigorous training. They have done technical skill training, whether that is in software development, information technology, project management, you name it, our talent are ready within the corporate workspace. They then get a 6 month corporate internship at some of your largest Fortune 500 companies. And that allows them to gain the experience, apply it while they're on assignment. And sometimes, if they're doing well enough at the organization, they get hired into a full time placement. And when they're not hired into the team, which we all know in staffing, sometimes that's due to headcount and the things that due to budget that they're unfortunately able to convert. That is where UPro Placement supports them with this job board. And so we support the recent graduates who have just completed this rigorous training to get them matched up to opportunity. And what the exciting part is, typically, most organizations and employers don't even understand the type of training that they've completed. And so here at UPro Placement, we have the ability to educate those employers on the type of training they completed, and then also start thinking about roles that they can actually fit. And it has been really amazing to see the lives that are changed because of the career opportunities that come out of this.
Man, good stuff. Okay, so let's rewind here. The current state of staffing on job boards, you know how that is. I mean, can I say it anymore? It's a blah. Okay, so this is what makes you guys a totally different here, because recent graduates, I'm going to tell you straight up, and you said some stats out there, 40% is down. I mean, I've seen people that graduated 2 years ago that can't even get an interview. So this job board makes it totally different. So can we dive into that, and especially the candidate pool too, because that's something that's really eye-opening right here.
I'd be happy to start off there. So it's absolutely true. Job postings are down. But the wild thing about it is our partners are still having so much trouble finding talent because they still have jobs that they need to fill. Our talent, they come to us directly because our talent are vetted. Europe United has brand equity where you know what you're getting when you hire a year up grad. And on top of all of that, our partners are posting these early career jobs and they're being flooded. LinkedIn is predicting that 1 in 4 applicants are going to be bots over the next few years. And so it's hard to find where the talent is. And that's where our no fees, just futures services come into play, because our team is handpicking each talent to get matched with a job with white glove service. And Ainsley can chat a little bit more about that because she's the one driving the operation.
Handpicked. I love that. Go for it, Ainsley.
Yeah. So what makes us unique in our handpick selection is that we can guarantee that our talent have successfully completed their corporate internships. We are not only collaborating with Europe United, but also have strong relationships with their corporate partners as well. And so when they come to us, the types of skills that they're learning, the things that they can easily apply to the workspace is going to be phenomenal. In comparison to most, when you think about early career talent, you're thinking about how much they need to ramp up, how much they need to get acclimated to the culture, just to being in a corporate workspace. But for our talent, since they've successfully completed these internships, they are already well-versed in what it is to work within a corporate environment. But also what I think is the key to how our talent are trained during the Year Up internship program is really the fundamental hard skills. And when I think about hard skills, I'm thinking about soft skills, but they're technically hard. You can't really see a lot of candidates that have the, strong communication skills or the attentiveness of collaboration with other team members. That is something that our talent have already started practicing, not only in their technical training, but also when they were on assignment at their internship. So giving them the ability to really connect to different jobs and showcase their skill set becomes so easy, because when we're working closely with them, we know our talent. Our talent come to us with the trust that they are going to find a job that is going to be helping them get to the next step in their career. And so when it comes ready for interviews, or say, for instance, their resume reviews, they've already been working very closely with the Europe United team to ensure their resumes are in line and specifically address some of the skill sets that they have learned when they were in their internship and now are able to apply them into a new job.
I love that. And seriously, because every company wants a qualified candidate. It's just not sending somebody out there, and you guys are qualifying them. So Katie, can you deep dive into this? Like, okay, so what's the process? Okay, I graduated from WVU. Let's put an example there. What's the next step?
Great question. So for talent out there who are interested in gaining access to all of the services that we provide, even beyond the No Fees, Just Futures job board, I would recommend find your local Year Up United site. And Year Up United.org is the website. Sign up, go through the program. It is an incredible program that will launch your career and give you access to these services, again, for the rest of your life. We also offer upskilling for the rest of our talents' lives. There's always office hours. There's coaching and mentoring. And truly, our organization was founded for the purpose of serving talent for the rest of their lives. Reason being is that the founder of Europe United noticed that after about 10 years or so that our talent were graduating, they had these great careers, but sometimes they were getting a little bit lost in all of the short-term jobs and didn't necessarily know how to navigate to that next career opportunity and get that second break. So we thought, I'll bet I could start a staffing company to give them that special, again, hand-picked, high-touch support to ensure that the training that they've invested for that entire year continues to propel their career to where they're all destined to be. So we're here forever.
Woo! And you can graduate from anywhere. It doesn't matter. No judgment zone here.
Absolutely. It's open to anyone who is looking for that first step in the door.
And so basically when they apply, then somebody will talk to them and vet them and see if it's a right fit. Is that how it goes?
That is right. And we're on the placement side after they graduate. So there's a whole admissions process that our parent company facilitates. But then once they graduate, that's where we are. And Ainsley, maybe you want to talk a little bit about the process once they graduate, how they meet you and the team and what happens from there?
Yeah, so of course, I get to work and collaborate very frequently with our Year Up United Career Services team. That team is phenomenal. They have the ability to connect directly to talent, not only when they're graduated the program, but also during their internship experience. So they're doing touch points checking in on them with their resume, getting ready for mock interviews, supporting them in their job search, despite if whether or not they're going to get converted or not. This support then lives after they graduate the program. And so when I work closely with Year Up Career Services, we're brainstorming different ways that we can engage our talent, ways that we could also collaborate with employers on hiring opportunities, really giving that advantage to our employers, but also to our talent. Because I think it's really important, like Katie said, a lot of companies really did not understand the type of training and skill set that our talent came with. And so really educating corporate partners is the value add when we're able to talk more about our program, but also display the type of skill sets they have and getting them into these phenomenal careers.
And
More
these Fortune 500,
services.
I know, and these Fortune 500 companies, they're coming to you, correct me or not, they're coming to you and say, provide me some talent that you went through the internship and all that stuff. Can we elaborate on this? Like, because this is something exciting, because to have Fortune 500 companies come to you and say, hey, I trust in you, find me the talent after they go through the internship. Can you talk about that, Katie, a little bit?
Absolutely. So our parent company, Year Up United, and UPro Placement, we have brand equity in this space, meaning that people know what they're getting when they're hiring a Year Up United grad, which is why these Fortune 500 companies are coming to us. We've been doing this now. Our parent company has been around, about to celebrate their 25th anniversary. UPro Placement has been around for over 10 years. And so we've been here for a while, and we know that to reach the impact and scale that we're looking for, we can't do it alone. And so we've had tremendous success. We're so proud to have been on SIA's fastest growing staffing companies 4 years in a row now.
No way. Can we say yes? All right, girls. Good job. I got to give you a shout out. That's a shark shout out. Woo! Yes. Keep it going every year.
Thank you. Every year. It's going strong. And so we have the secret sauce, but we don't want it to be secret. We want it. We know that we cannot do this alone, which is why we're now partnering with staffing companies across the country to hire our graduates.
And it's free so any staffing firm, correct me or not, any staffing firm across the country can join with you guys and get candidates for free.
Yes,
absolutely. No strings attached.
Wow. Really? No strings attached. Just straight up candidates. I got to tell you, if you're a staffing firm out there, ASA, SIA, NAPS, wherever you're at, you're missing out. You got to reach out to these ladies here, because look out. The Gen Zs are waiting for you.
They are. And Ainsley is here to lead the effort to help connect your job requisitions with the top talent in the entire country.
Amazing. Okay, so I want some stories now. So this is, I know, raw and real. So which one do you want to go first about? Tell us some of the success stories that you've seen in the last couple of years.
I mean, there are just so many, but one that really stands out to me right now is we had a recent grad. So typically with the process is that they go and they access our no-fee job board. Our job board is where live we are updating different types of opportunities, employers, staffing agencies, and I send a blast out, the either text message or email to our candidates, our recent grads, to let them know about this job opportunity. For Gen Z, text is it. I have realized that sending a text message, and sometimes that has been really the best way for us to engage with our talent, but also get responsiveness on what they are interested in. And so when a staffing agency will come to us or an employer will say, I'm looking for XYZ candidate, they're able to get a selection of grads who are sharing interest already in this type of opportunity. So they're not getting someone that they have to vet. We're already pre-vetting them through this process. And so one story that I can think of is we had a recent grad that was out of our Bay Area, and an opportunity came across from a staffing agency that works closely with Workday, and they were hiring for an IT support technician. And he said, I want to come only to UPro Placement for our talent. And I was like, oh, what are your interests? And so he said, actually, my whole team is full of Year Up alumni. And I was like, really? So he said, yeah. He's like, so he had another person join us on that call. He also happened to be a Year Up alumni. And he said, I have had the most amazing experience with the Year Up graduates. There's something unique about being able to hire talent that can hit the ground running, but also just as curious to learn, ask questions, provides feedback, so receptive, and actually knows the technical skills to be applied in that workspace. And so he actually ended up hiring, I sent him over about 10 different candidates from the Bay Area that were interested. He interviewed all of them, hired that candidate, and he's now working at Workday. And so that has been such a pleasure to see him to learn to not only earn a livable wage, but also to work for a company that has such a great reputation, and then able to build his own portfolio with the skill sets he's learning, not only from his internship, but now when he's here at Workday.
Man, you're just building confidence with everybody. Okay, one thing you said, Ainsley, and you got to say this again. Recruiters out there, please listen. It's okay to text somebody young, right? Please tell them that again over and over again. They prefer texting over emails. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. And the responsiveness that I get, I had an employer ask me, how do you get us responses so quickly? And I was like, text message. It's the best way to get in contact with them. Not everyone is looking at their emails. And so it gives me the ability to see who's interested in the role, who's interested in an opportunity that's upcoming. Sometimes they even give me feedback and say, I'm actually not looking for that right now. I'm looking for something part-time, or I'm actually, I'm finishing my contract, in the next 2 months. Will that prohibit me from taking on this job opportunity? So it's a really great way to stay engaged with your talent and really start building those personal relationships. And I will say, text message, you learn a lot more than you can typically find through a phone call.
100%. I've been texting for the last 6-7 years. I love it. It's way better than the email. They get right back to you like that quick, boom, just like that. It's like some of the stuff they say, I'm like, oh boy, okay, it is what it is. It's like unfiltered sometimes on text, but they feel comfortable with you. Katie, give me some stories. I know you got a couple stories to tell.
And my favorite story of all time that I think reflects the talent that we are serving is the whole reason that I joined Europe United in UPro placement. And so I was with another company and mentoring a Europe United student, and they were currently at internship. This young person blew my mind. They were leaving for their internship 2 hours before the day started because they wanted to make sure that they took the bus that got them there with plenty of time so they would never be late. So they're leaving 2 hours before the day starts. they're the last one to leave the office. And at the time, they were making this educational stipend that was not a ton of money, but was significant enough to pay their cable bill. And that is what this young person was doing to contribute to their household, contributing to the cable bill with this educational stipend. One day, she had a little bit of a mishap in the morning that was really stressing her out. So she only got to work 30 minutes early. Like that was her big freak out. Now take that moment and fast forward to my 9-to-5 job, where I was at a wonderful company, but I was interacting with one of my clients who was having the worst day ever because they ordered a gluten-free salad and it came with croutons, and they left because they were just so upset. And I saw the stark contrast between the grit and the determination and the hard work that this mentee of mine was displaying in an internship for an educational stipend, supporting her family, trying to launch her career, and then just generally other talent out there, which I'm sure are just as wonderful. But you see the grit with Europe United grads, and right now more than ever, that's the skill that companies are looking for in early career talent. Side note, for any of those Gen Zs out there who are looking for how to get ahead, take note that nobody replies to email. So reply to an email and you've probably got the job. Europe United talent, while they're very responsive to text messages, have spent a year going through soft skills training and know the importance of responsiveness. And so while we know text messaging is the most effective communication form, our young adults have gone through a program where they understand corporate norms. And the difference is really amazing.
This is so amazing because this is the foundation for their career for life. What you're setting them up for, it's almost like a boot camp. I hate to say it that way, but it's like when they come out and they graduate, they're way ahead of somebody that did not go through your program. I'm just going to be frank about that. Seriously, to endorse you guys, but seriously, from my hearing, I wish I was like 18 again. I'd be like, I'm ready to jump on this, but this is something seriously that's a breaking. It's amazing. Before we wrap things up, Ainsley, I gotta ask you, so these graduates, I'm going to put you guys on a spot. Can we get a couple on my podcast sometime to talk about their experience?
Oh, I think they would love that.
Oh, yeah. The shark wants it. Yeah, I'm swarming. Bring them in. So you get that together here live. You said it. So let's get some graduates out here. I would love them to talk about their experience. I mean, that would be something great.
And I love what you said as well about this being incredible talent, because you're absolutely right. This is the best talent out there. And it's the whole reason that we exist. And we have what is called a skills-based hiring approach, because this is incredible talent on paper, their experience, everything is incredible. And we're advocating for skills-first hiring because they have the skills, but sometimes there are those barriers with degree requirements. Mm-hmm. And so when we're looking at what is really required in a job, companies are coming to us because they know that our talent have the skills that they need. Degree, no degree, our talent have all of that incredible experience. So,
okay, so they don't even have to have a degree?
They do not need to have a degree.
If they're willing to learn and have skills, which everybody has a skill, we just have to find it. Mm-hmm. There it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, Ainsley, any final thoughts before we wrap things up here that you want to tell everybody out there?
I mean, I would say this work for me is more personal than probably more professional, just as professional it is for me, because I think of all of the opportunities that our talent do not get. And I think about family friends who are well connected and can help a family friend get either an internship, but through UPro Placement and through Year Up United in our partnership, we have the ability to be that conduit to really support our graduates in finding opportunities that typically they may not have been able to come across if they didn't get that connection. And so when I'm connecting an employer to our talent, I am thinking about the livelihood of that young adult and what they are going to do in their next steps. And that's what drives me. And so when I'm thinking about placements and a staffing partner comes to us or an employer comes to us, that same dedication I share with them, because it is truly life-changing for our young adults to be placed into an opportunity that not only will allow them to gain a livable wage, but also being able to take advantage of medical and health insurance benefits, as well as having PTO and taking vacation. I think that there are so many unique benefits that oftentimes we take for granted. And for our young adults that complete this program, they are so eager to learn, eager to contribute, and just as dedicated. And so would love to connect anyone that wants access to our job board and see more of our talent come across their pipeline. I'm sure they are going to blow you out of the park, because there are just some very, very big differences in the way that they are resilient and have the ability to really contribute to a team.
I love what you said there. I mean, this is more than a job board. This is like a community. Seriously, at the end of the day, I got to ask you this on a side note, like staffing firms, you vet them too, right? I mean, seriously, you want to work with the best staffing firms that care about people. I think that's the thing we all agree on. Yeah. In this industry, it's about the people, because when we find people a job, that's a life-changing thing for them. I don't know about you, but it makes me cry, gets me jittery. Every time I play somebody, I jump up and down, do a dance, by the way. We won't do it right now. But Katie, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
It's a tough act to follow with what Ainsley just shared, but I think that the same is true of everyone on our team. We are UPro Placement, a public benefit corporation. Our team are some of the best in the industry and could be out there doing anything, but we're here because we care and we want to make an impact. So if there are any staffing companies who would like to join us in this incredible work and come join us on the SIA fastest growing staffing list because of this secret sauce, then call up Ainsley Castro, Charles. She is the person making the magic happen.
There it is, ACC. Give her a buzz. I'll put all the comments. I'll put all the contacts so you can reach out to both of them. But I got to tell you what, if you're a staffing firm out there, you're missing a boat. Reach out. I mean, what you guys are doing, I got to tell you, and a shout out to Michelle Sims, what she's done for, Michelle, if you're out there listening, we love you too, because, she cares about people more than anybody else. So at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. This program is more than just, I can go on and on about it. It just makes me excited to be part of this. So hopefully I to talk to the graduates in the near future and have some fun with this. But staffing firms, I'm going to say it one more time. It's FREE. Reach out to Ainsley, Katie, get on board in this job board. It's the best job board in the world right now, and it's probably going to continue being that way, right?
Yes.
Have to imagine.
All right, Ainsley. Okay, I got to ask you real quick before we get out of here. Your first podcast, how you feel?
I feel good. My hands stopped sweating. So I think that's a good sign.
Well, get ready because you're probably going to be in another one with the Sharks soon. But hey, girls, thank you so much for coming on here. If you guys get a chance, make sure you check out the replay, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care, guys.
Bye.
See ya.